What's up everybody, my name is Javis, and in this video we're going to talk about the best drills that you can do to up your game as a running back and make sure that you aren't getting tackled at the goal line. Now as for me, while I did play tight end at Portland State, I also played fullback at most of the colleges I went to and the high school that I went to as well. So understanding the different drills that I needed to do as a running back was important to me. So I am kind of well versed in a lot of the different drills that I am going to show you today. If you guys are new to the channel, the things I cover on my channel are basically to help my viewers get to college athletics and make sure you guys are prepared to take on the next step in your guys' career. So if you guys enjoy the video, go ahead and leave a like. It really does help the channel and the video in the long run. And make sure you guys comment down below what drills you guys are doing to improve your game as a running back or just as an athlete in general. This video in particular is actually the start of a series that I'd like to get started probably weekly, where I talk about the different drills that each position on the field for football pretty much can do to up their game immediately and make sure that you guys are on the right track to making yourself the best player possible that you can on the field. Okay guys, so the first drill is going to be the jump cut drill. For this drill, you're going to need probably two items. You can use bags. For me, I use my duffel bag and my backpack because I don't own actual football punching bags or anything of the sort. So for this one, you're gonna wanna start probably 2 yards behind the bags. And as you approach the bag, you wanna make a jump cut over the bag and then get your feet up and over the next bag. You can see this exact drill in a lot of different running backs in like the NFL and college. You can see this exact drill in their play as well. When a player falls in front of them, they're able to get out of the way or jump over them just in order to keep the play moving and keep getting north to south. Because as long as you don't go down, the play is not over yet. And if you're able to make it over another player and get around them or over them quicker, you're able to get that much more yardage for your team on every single carry that you get. Now, when you're going through this drill, you want to make sure that you are getting a forward lean, because as a running back, it's really important you have your weight behind your pads. So as you're going through, you want to have a hunched over forward lean going through the drill all the way through, even through the sprint, because you want to make sure that you're not getting trucked by the linebacker that's going to come and hit you when he does. If you have a ball, make sure you're holding that high and tight, because as a running back, obviously you don't want to fumble and you don't want to put the ball on the ground, because that's the worst thing that you could do. And if you don't have a ball, make sure you're pumping your arms all the way through the drill so that you can make sure your feet are going just as fast as your arms will pump. Lastly, I'll say it again, the last part of this drill, I want to emphasize the point that you want to stay low after you finish the jump cut drill so you don't pop straight up when you do end up coming out of the drill. As I've talked about in previous videos, you want to have a really good angle, and this as a running back will help you keep that weight behind your pads and bring the power. Something similar to how Ezekiel Elliot plays. Now granted, he does have a really good O-line, but still, you want to have that power, and to do that, it's all about angles and physics, really. All right, so the next drill that I have for you guys is going to be simple bag drills, and you don't really need bags per se. I use cones. I also use my duffel bags and other bags that I have. I don't necessarily, again, have the football bags. So it's just about being creative and finding ways to do these drills and finding ways to get better, even if you don't have the right equipment. You need to look past the equipment and start focusing on the drills themselves. So to start with, when you're going through the quote unquote bags, you want to go through and you can start off just doing high knee bag runs and just going through those one at a time. One leg each, and making sure you're pumping your arms and getting your knees up high. Now for the bag drill especially, there are a lot of modifications that we can make so that it is more specific to different aspects of the running back's game. So the first modification that I got for you guys is one that we already talked about, and that's just running through the bags straight up, 1 or 2 foot through the bags. And when you have the ball in hand, make sure it's tucked, you got that forward lean, and you're going all the way through the bag with a sprint at the end to work on that burst as a running back should. Secondly, as a running back, you want to make sure you're really good at moving side to side. So a way to make the bags work for you is to shuffle through the bags, and you can actually separate them a little bit, so you have to shuffle further than you would normally just shuffling through whatever objects you're using. So in order to do that, you want to keep your hips low and make sure you're not clinking your heels every single time. You want to keep your heels apart, and you want to be fast through the bags while keeping that ball that you have in your hands all the way high and tight, and you want to be low to the ground all the way through the drill. Go ahead and put in the comments down below what your guys' favorite running back is that these drills might remind remind you of. Now for this last modification for the drill, it's almost necessary to have another person helping you, unfortunately, but if you can get someone to help you, then you'll benefit a lot from this. The modification itself is going to start like the first modification where you're just running through the drill, but instead you're going to have a person holding some sort of object. If you don't have a dummy bag like they do on most football teams, go ahead and use something like a backpack or anything that can offer some sort of resistance, maybe a heavy sweatshirt, whatever you have. Just be creative. And what your partner is going to do with this is they're going to stand in the middle of the different bags that you're running through, and as you're coming through, they're going to come and they're going to put the bag and you're going to stiff arm it down to the ground. This will help you practice being balanced on your feet while moving your arms and pushing something else to the ground to ensure that you're staying on your feet in a real life situation where it will matter when someone's trying to come tackle you. And of course, as all the other drills have went over, make sure you have that forward lean and you're staying low to the ground so that as you're stiff arming that backpack or bag or whatever you have to the ground, you're able to get as much acceleration through the bags as possible while doing all that and staying on your feet and balance. So finally, the last drill that I got for you running backs out there is going to be called the elongated jumping Icky Shuffle. Now this drill is a bit advanced, but it's going to be worth it in the long run if you do take out the time to learn how to do it. To start off with, think of this kind of like the Icky Shuffle, but it's going to have some tweaks to it to really focus on what makes a running back really unique. See, as running backs, we really want to make sure that we have a lot of balance individually in each of our legs and a lot of power to go with each of them so that we can make those hard cuts and stay on our feet when we're hit at weird angles at any time during the play. Now this drill really emphasizes that in particularly. So when you start the drill, you want to start on the left side a little bit close to the ladder, and as you go through, you want to bang one foot in and then bang the other in, and then you're going to jump really far off that foot that you just banged down. And as you hit the ground, you're gonna load back and you're gonna jump back as quickly as possible back to the middle of the ladder, and you're gonna bang your feet one after the other, and then you're gonna pause once you get to the left side of the ladder. As you go through this, make sure you guys are pumping your arms all the way through and you're really getting down into an athletic position as you land on each of your legs individually. This will not only help promote strength gain in each of your legs and explosion, but it'll also increase your guys' overall balance in your legs when you're put in those awkward situations as a running back on the field. Something that I didn't mention at the beginning, if it's not obvious, is that you guys should probably be doing these drills equally for both sides of your legs so that you're not only working one side of your body more than the other. You want to make sure you're as even as possible. So if you do a drill where it's primarily working your right leg, you want to do it the opposite, working the left. So that's about all the drills that I got for you guys today. And there probably will be more in the future at some point in time. Maybe I'll redo a video like this in the future so I can show you guys more drills. But while that is all that I got for you guys today, I do have videos in the past that I have made. And for running backs in particular, it can help because running backs do need to gain weight a little. So I have a series, and one of these two, I'll link it, about how to gain healthy weight for athletes. Go ahead and click on that if you're interested in learning how to gain that weight over time. Thanks guys for sticking around throughout the video. My name is Javis, and I'll see you guys on the next one.